It's just gonna sit here. Oh, okay. What up, 7WB Rocks? I am back finally. Different room, same old me, same old Charles. Um, Charles, how you doing? What's up?
Oh, wrestling sucks, but life is good.
Exactly. That's how I'm living it. And a lot of people, I think the good thing about you and I, if I may start this off, is that we're not liking wrestling at the moment, but we're not being those like really annoying people that feel the need to be like, I hate this, I hate what's going on, make videos about it, tweet about it. I know this one person on my Twitter account that's always posting, I don't care about this person. It's just like if you don't like it, just move on with your life. There's much better things.
All I see is like people, like even just in recent TV shows like Game of Thrones final season, people are just crapping all over the show. It's like, just don't tweet about it. No one cares.
You see, there's a petition out for like with like 30,000 signatures to redo season 8 of Game of Thrones.
Was it season 8?
I think they're on season 8. Yeah,
I thought it was season 6. Shows how I don't watch this show.
I don't either. I don't either. I wait for Barry after on HBO after Game of Thrones comes on.
Oh yeah, I've been seeing that you tweet that and go, oh, it's a very good show. And I'm like, I'll watch it someday, and probably in like 5 years I'll get to it.
Yeah, Barry's amazing. That's what I'm getting at. But for wrestling, I guess we have to talk about it. Even though we're not loving it, we're not enjoying it right now, which is fine. I feel like because I think we do it in a positive way. We're not just spewing hate. We got to talk about what happened today. The All Elite Wrestling AEW announced their TNT deal, which I think that's pretty awesome. I mean, it's pretty crazy to think about, even if I'm not like super excited at the moment. Pretty awesome to think they have, like, you're thinking of guys like Joey Ryan, guys like, Pac or Adrian Neville, Young Bucks being on TNT. That's pretty cool.
It's good for them. Oh, it's playing an ad. Where's the video?
For copyright. This has just gone down the hill.
I was trying to look at like the news on the TV deal, and I clicked on like I started playing a video. All right, so that was a fail, but yeah, it's good for them. I don't know if I read it correctly or not, but I guess they're paying the network to be on there or something like that. I don't know if that's completely true, but if so, it's kind of sad. But at least they're on TV, so yeah, it's good for a company that's only had one show.
Yeah. Especially because Impact's had like 30 different TV deals, and like the past like 5 were like, I don't even know if this is an actual channel. So
yeah, we're on the Primetime Tables and Ladders and Chairs Network. What is that exactly?
I don't even know what they're on now, but TNT I know, so that's good.
I don't know what Impact's on anymore. I did know, and it's.
Wait, is it Pop? Is it not Pop?
No, they got taken off there, and they went to a TV station that's owned by Anthem. It's some Wars network.
I don't know what's happening at all. I just saw it was at a different time, and I got. No, this is what happened when it went on its latest channel. I had pretty much given up on Impact, not just because I didn't like it as much, but I had better things, I guess. And then it was separated into 4 different episodes. They were back to back to back to back. But it was the 2-hour time slot, and I'm like, so I have to record each individual 30-minute one, and I was frustrated.
What? That's stupid.
It's probably much better. It's probably the regular 2-hour blocking out. But I remember the very first time I thought this is not happening because I'm not going through. It shows how lazy I am, but I just couldn't do it.
Pursuit. That's what they're on.
Pursuit. How did we forget about Pursuit?
Pursuit to Glory for Impact Wrestling, getting 5 viewers a week.
Good for them. Good for them. Is TNA? I'm sorry. I know a lot of people get mad when I say TNA, but it's just such a forced habit. I know it's Impact. I apologize. Is Impact going well? Have you been watching it? Have you been keeping up with it?
I like the storylines. I think for the wrestling storylines and stuff that I know of going on right now, they're entertaining. I think they're better than everyone else's because New Japan's just wrestling, WWE's just like
bonkers,
and then ROH doesn't really do storylines all that much, but when they do, they're kind of either really bad or really good. So.
Yeah, I can agree with that. They flipped it with Cage and John Morrison or Mundo, whatever he's going by. Because Cage was the heel originally, right? And then now it's Morrison or Moonbear.
I don't think Cage was ever heel technically. I think he was just kind of
Just
no?
just a beast that killed the people that got in his way.
Yeah. It seemed like he was going to be a heel at the beginning of the year when he was going for the belt against Johnny, but then they were both baby faces still, and then Johnny flipped. So
that's weird. Speaking of like these anti-heroes, this is totally random, but I just watched Venom and I enjoyed it. A lot of people hated Venom, but I thought it was pretty good.
I liked it too. I also saw that people hated it, but I was like, Tom Hardy did fine. The movie was good. Yeah. Cool ending. Fine.
I say let's go. And they were like, it's probably gonna have a sequel because it probably made enough money. And I looked, and its budget was like $100 million, which is crazy, but it made like $800 million. And I'm thinking, yeah, they probably have enough money to do a sequel.
It blew up for some reason. Like I can't figure out how that movie made so much money. Like when it was in theaters, I don't know what it was competing against, but it was just blowing everything out of the water. I'm like,
yeah.
The advertisements were cool, but what made so many people go see this?
I want to say because Venom's such a great character. I think, he has a huge following. I want to say it might, because in the movie, I feel like he's always a good guy, but how they promoted it as like that anti-hero. So I feel like a lot of people were like, oh, this is going to be the first, superhero movie where a big bad guy is a bad guy. He's not a good guy. He's eating people's heads, which is kind of what Suicide Squad kind of failed at. But I think maybe that's a big reason, and maybe just word of mouth. Even if people said it was terrible, people wanted to see for themselves, I guess.
I don't know. I might have to figure that out someday. Maybe someone wrote an article describing what the heck happened there.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, you could have Carnage in the second one. Woody Harrelson, that'd be amazing.
I would hope so. I mean, they can't just tease it and then not do it the next movie.
That'd be terrible. That'd be awful.
I'd go to the studio and beat them to death if they did that.
You'd go to the studio and you'd say, there's going to be Carnage. And it'd be so great. And I'd be there to high five you.
Just everyone's dead. You're like, hey, man, good job. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. We're all friends here. All right. Okay. TNT, AEW. What do you, I know this is a terrible transition. I'm sorry. But what are you expecting, I guess, from AEW with their weekly show? Are you expecting it to be its own thing? Are you expecting it to be more like New Japan, more like Ring of Honor? I mean, what's happening here?
I expect the storylines to try and be as good as I think Impact storylines are, but then have match quality of New Japan.
Yeah.
Where they'll do like a 20-minute match on however long the show is, maybe 1 hour, maybe 2, who knows. They'll have like a really good 25-minute match, but then like some type of hopefully good storyline. I don't like the stuff they're doing on their YouTube currently. It just
I'm not gonna
goofy.
I stopped watching Being the Elite because I enjoy the comedy stuff and I think it's funny, but I feel like they just go like on and on and on, and some of the stuff I'm like, this isn't that funny. Like I'm supposed to be like, haha, I get the joke. Like the past episode they had they did the whole joke about Luke Harper and not like saying it right off the bat, but like saying that one guy, the librarian dude or whatever, they're like, oh, you're gonna get all this months off, you're gonna spend time with your family, like haha, whatever. And Dave Meltzer tweeted about it and he was like, this is the opening of that is one of the funniest things in wrestling today. And I'm like, what? I'm like, I get the joke, but I'm like, I'm not gonna be like laughing out loud. It's hilarious,
I think it's a clever thing to do. It's like, oh yeah, we're making fun of the other company. They're our competition, basically. But like, I wasn't laughing. I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. It's clever. But they just
with like Young Bucks fans and Cody Rhodes, which is stupid because I'm a Young Bucks fan, obviously. But like, I feel like with them, like real simple stuff, people are like, that's so hilarious. That's just the funniest thing ever. And I'm like, just because you like them, you don't have to think everything they do is like hilarious and the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah, they're just marks for them, basically, is what's going on.
I think that's what it's heading towards. And then if you're right, I think you are right that there's going to be like 25-minute match stuff. Are they going to have the problem that WWE is kind of having? Because it seems like they're going to have so many people on their roster, and are they going to have like enough for each person like every week? I don't know.
Let me see how many people are like on the roster.
because they have the whole like what's it called? Is it OWE? I think the like Japanese like they got like all of them. I would think, and then all these independent people. And if they have like if it's a 1 hour, I would think it's a 2 hour show. If it's a 2 hour show, I mean, if they're doing like 25-minute matches, a few here and there, are the backstage segments going to be more like being the elite stuff with like funny people like Joey Ryan or who's the other guy? He just main evented the PWG show. I can't remember. Oh, Joey Janela, that's it. Yeah, or like him. I don't know.
I don't know. I would guess they're just gonna have backstage stuff all throughout, but I guess it all depends on how long the show is going to be. If it's 1 hour, it's going to be really hard to put. I just counted and I got 44 people from Wikipedia.
Oh my gosh.
Men and women.
Jeez.
So I don't know if 1 hour, that's not enough.
Yeah.
Two might be too much because then they'll probably start doing just stupid segments that people don't want to listen to or like in-ring promos that go on 20 minutes like in WWE. No one wants to see those. So hopefully that's not an issue down the line.
Yeah. It's gonna be crazy. And really for me, I don't know why, but the big thing for me, which is it's gonna sound so stupid because they have Chris Jericho, they got Kenny Omega. I'm really looking forward to seeing Pac, like week to week. I think he's awesome and I'm just so excited for that.
His promo ability is good, just being bastard. That's what he is. He's great at just being a guy you just want to hate, and he's so ugly, so he just has a punchable face. You're like, I hate that guy because he's ugly. Then he's just mean on top of it, but he wrestles really well. So
yeah,
he's fantastic. If they don't put their main championship on him initially, I'll be shocked.
Yeah. I just think it's like really funny because I missed him so much because he was on WWE and then he could have wrestled, but they just wouldn't let him. So it was like, we need this guy. And finally he's on. And then did you see on the website, like it'll have the person's name and they'll have like his moniker or whatever, like his title under his name. And for him, it said Pac and then under it, bastard. That was it.
I didn't see that.
Oh, it made me so happy because I was like, yeah, that's the right way to do it. And then they got Jim Ross, they got Excalibur. They got so many like crazy people. This company's going to be wild.
I think Jim Ross, yeah, he's a legend, everything, but probably shouldn't have hired him.
I'm glad you discussed this elephant in the room because I feel really the same way. Honestly, not just like kissing your butt, but because I'll watch New Japan's show, their weekly show on Access TV, and Jim Ross and Josh Barnett do it. I think it's Jim Ross and somebody else now, but Jim Ross, I'm like, he's the legend. Obviously, I'm not saying he's not. He's the greatest, calls in wrestling. But now it's like he's forgetting people's names. He's mixing people up. It's like, oh my gosh, and he sounds really monotone a lot. Like it's like you got Excalibur going insane every time something happens, and then Jim Ross is just gonna be sitting there like, yeah, Meltzer driver off a ladder through a flaming table. Okay.
Yeah. Like Excalibur can be the new Jim Ross and go, oh my God, whatever.
Yeah.
Because he does that on PWG shows all the time, and he has forever. So they should have just put Excalibur. Wasn't there a third person on commentary, or do you not remember?
I don't know. I think they're at like 8 people now. It's just like 5 booths.
I don't know. Just anybody but Jim Ross. Just get someone else younger. There's people out there.
I'm glad that he's with the company, I guess. But I feel like, I don't know. I wish he could be, if he's gonna announce, I would say like do like the main events or like the big matches and stuff.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
But yeah, they
did that.
Wait, what?
WWE did that with him.
Yeah. Cool. Because they made it like the big fight feel. Yeah. So, all right. So TNT, that's awesome. I guess there's just I feel like you can't do it in one video, really talk about it, just because we're so uncertain about everything. They have the Double or Nothing pay-per-view and stuff, and it's just, yeah, you're going to it. Oh my God.
It's literally, I'm going there Saturday morning, and then I'm leaving the next day. It's just like going to Vegas for like basically a little over 24 hours of a trip.
Yeah. That's
just
cool.
For that.
Are you pumped?
But hopefully it's good.
Are you just
Yes.
so excited for it? Yeah. What's the big match so far you're really excited for?
Young Bucks, Lucha Bros. I would think I'd probably be stupid not say that. Or Cody Dustin's going to be a good match with a good
Oh,
story. So
I forget Gold Dust or Dustin's gonna be there. It's gonna be so crazy. I feel like they could do Young Bucks versus the Lucha Bros at every show, and everyone would be totally okay with it.
yeah, that would be cool.
They're awesome.
Speaking about, did you see the Full Metal Mayhem match versus LAX?
No, I haven't watched any of it.
Don't watch it.
Why not?
Just don't. It's not good. It's not as good as you would think it is. It should be.
Is it the one where Phoenix did the Spanish fly off the ladder and police?
Yeah.
Oh my god. How he didn't die. Like I saw that gif and at first I like retweeted or whatever because I thought he hit it. And then like I see all these people saying like how did he not die? And I'm like, what are you people talking about? And I look at it and see boom, hits straight onto his head, just looked like he knocked himself out.
That when I was watching it live, I thought he died. I was just like,
Yeah.
I was like, oh god.
You're like, oh, yeah. And then
I just saw him paralyzed.
Yeah, he looked like he was murdered, and I thought that's it, and I'm never gonna see him. That's a big one on my bucket list that I want to see him wrestle because I've seen Pentagon wrestle, and I met Pentagon. I want to meet Phoenix and watch him wrestle. He seems pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Do it.
He's on the bucket list. And then speaking of Phoenix, what about Dark Phoenix? Are we pumped for that?
Yes. The new trailers. Did you watch them?
I watch. Are you talking about like the one that was released on X-Men Day or whatever?
I don't know. Well, I don't know if whatever X-Men Day is, but this one was like flashing back through all of the previous movies and going,
Yeah,
oh, it's all led up to the finale.
I think it was, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So that trailer got me really pumped.
I didn't watch that one because I felt like they've released like 5 trailers. I feel like they've just shown me the entire movie.
That's okay.
It's a good movie, but I'm like, dang, they showed a lot.
That's what they do. All trailers except for Endgames did the reveal all.
I can't wait for this. I think I love the X movies. I know a lot of people don't like the new ones, the ones that are happening right now. I feel like a lot of people really hate on those, but I love them. I thought they were, except Apocalypse, I didn't like that much, but I feel like I can get over that.
I mean, that's the worst in the trilogy, but First Class and Days of Future Past, in my book, those are like some of the greatest movies I've ever seen. I love them to death.
Yeah, and everyone. If a lot of people say if they like them, they'll say they like Days of Future Past, which I think that one's fantastic. But everyone hates on First Class, and I remember being in theater like loving First Class.
Yeah, and thank you for actually telling me to go watch that because I didn't know those existed until you were like, oh yeah, it's a good movie, go check it out. And I was like, okay.
And you were like, Hugh Jackman's not in it. That's stupid. And I was like, no, man, it's cool. You can still watch it. Hugh Jackman has a cameo in it.
So good. I should watch him again now.
Yeah, I want to watch. Yeah, we got to watch him before. And then we got Spider-Man in July. And then they just dropped the It Chapter 2 trailer, which I thought was bonkers. I'm so excited for that.
Just seeing him fly on a bunch of balloons past the Lumberjack statue was just like, it's too creepy for me already. Don't care.
Like, I'm out. What I loved about it though was it was like it's a teaser, right? But like the first part is like an actual scene from the movie, and you're like, what is this? Is not a teaser. And then they just like are like, let's show freaking all this crazy balloons and everything at the end.
I kind of like that it was doing that though. Like, I think more movies should find like a nice suspenseful scene that's not too spoiler-ish.
Yeah.
Release that as the trailer, and it'll be like, well, now I have to see the rest of the movie because you don't know anything else but that one scene.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good marketing tactic to use.
Yeah, that is smart. Gets you intrigued, but then you're not like felt like you've seen the whole movie or you've seen like the big sign. That's what I felt like happened on the first one because I was so excited that this movie was coming out because I read the book and a lot of people were like, I don't even know who Stephen King is, and I read the book and I'm so excited. So I'll put it on me, the first movie, because I watched every trailer. I watched like all this behind the scenes stuff even before it came out, and I'm like, I'm ready for it. So I felt like once the movie happened, I'm like, man, I've seen all these scenes. They showed all these jump scares. The second one, I'm gonna try to calm it down because I need to feel the just energy of these jump scares.
I feel like it's gonna be hard to do because it comes out September, right?
Yeah. It's not gonna happen. Charles, you need to know this. I'm just talking completely crap. It's just gonna happen. I'm gonna see a movie in the theater and they're gonna show the trailer on the big. Am I gonna walk out of the theater? No, I'm not gonna do that. So this is a lie.
That's okay.
Yeah, well, yeah, but
actually, speaking about that, sorry.
No, it's fine.
When I went to, I don't know what I was watching. It was just some movie recently, and I was looking forward to watching Pet Sematary. I don't know if I told you this already. They showed a preview for it in the theater that spoiled the whole thing, the entire movie. And I turned to my girlfriend, and I was like, I am pissed. I'm not watching that movie now because they destroyed the plot. They showed you everything.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing?
I remember you haven't told me that because you asked me before when I saw it. You asked me, does the trailer whatever give away everything away? And I'm like, yeah, it pretty much does. You've kind of seen the whole movie when it does. Even like because they try to do this big twist from the book. So even if you've read the book, you're on your toes. But the trailer was just like, you know what, guys? Let's just show all of it. Who cares? And the director was like, okay, I love it.
Hopefully no one's watching. I'm gonna spoil the Pet Sematary movie right now.
All right, so if you want to see the Pet Sematary movie, Charles is about to spoil this bad boy.
Yeah, get out of here.
Get out.
The big twist, is it about him bringing his daughter back to life?
No.
Twist?
Well, actually, no, because all right, this is gonna be a book spoiler now. Gosh dang. No. So the book, the book. No, my big spoiler was it kind of goes with yours, but the book Gage dies, right? The boy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the movie switches it, and how they did it. This is another huge spoiler. The climax of the movie, pretty much, not the climax, but the big part. How they film it, you think little Gage on his legs running out. You think he's gonna get just ran over by this truck. So at the last second, the dad pulls him out, and you're like, this isn't like the book. Kills the girl, and that was the big twist. And I was mad about it because you're like, I already know the story, and they're gonna change it, but they're gonna show it to you in the trailer. Like, why change it if you're just gonna spoil it?
Yeah.
Even if you read the book, it doesn't. It's just this is malarkey. This is what that is. Just malarkey.
See, that's the second Stephen King thing that they've messed up in one calendar year, with Castle Rock being the other one.
Oh my gosh! Don't even give me a story. And then I remember Gio. Hope you're watching this. Gio tweeted me and he said, like, I haven't watched the first season, and I'm like, don't even. You're good, bro. Trash. And then someone else tweeted at me saying, or someone else tweeted at all of us going, oh, I thought it was good. It made you think. So it makes me look like an idiot. Like I'm like, oh, I don't like to think. And I was like, no, tweeter. And I was mad.
You know, I think the one really good scene from that show was when he went into that house where the family was like having a nice dinner, and then they all just killed each other.
Yes, that was a good part. It had good parts, I'm sure. And then because they released the first 3 episodes the same day, first 3, and I watched those 3, and I'm like, this is it, guys. Woohoo! We're going. And then it was just so bad, and it felt like just such a waste. But no, that scene, yeah, I remember I liked that one. And I reviewed it. Can you believe that? Haven't made videos in years, and I reviewed this. I took 10 days out of my life to review it, and they were just garbage. I got that finale, and I was just so mad.
Out of all the shows you reviewed, you go from like your superhero shows, and then you go to Castle Rock. Oh, it's Stephen King. It'll be good. And then it's just wasted time.
Not even that. It's Stephen King, and then you got the guy that's Pennywise in it. You got the kid that was Mike in it in it. You got like these really good actors, and they were just like, let's just give up at the finale. And they're like, okay, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
But wait, what?
Nothing. Nothing. You talking?
Oh, fine, whatever. Season 2 is Misery themed, and so I'm gonna get my hopes up for that, and then they're gonna ruin that, and that's gonna be 3 things that they've ruined.
Maybe that's what their initial plans were. They come in, they're like, okay, we're gonna intrigue them with the concept and the story, but the story is gonna be total crap. But it's gonna start out good and just progressively get worse, and then we'll be like, okay, season 2, it's gonna be better. And then they do the same thing, and they just keep having like 8 seasons of
And
the
then
same.
it's a Stephen King novel. He's doing it on purpose. It's all behind it. That's what a lot of people say, though. A lot of people say Stephen King's books are like amazing and brilliant, which I think a lot of them are. But they always think like a lot of his endings are like trash. So maybe they're like, hey, let's just follow in his footsteps, guys.
They gotta live up to the King name. Come on.
They gotta do that. And he has a book coming out, I think, in like September. I'm very excited for that, and they'll probably suck as well. So,
dude, I have that book, The Long Walk, over there. I just haven't read it yet.
You really? Oh, wow! You really got that.
Yeah, I went and bought a bunch of books, and that was one of them like 3 months ago.
It's pretty crazy, and like you would think it sounds like a really boring. I remember when I made my review on it. You think by reading it, you're like, they're just walking the entire time. This is gonna be so boring. And it's pretty crazy. I won't lie. It's pretty out there.
Well, I can imagine it can't be too boring because have you ever read The Road?
I don't think so.
There's a movie too, and it's about like a dad and his son in the post-apocalyptic world.
Yeah.
Just walking down a road. That's like the entire book, and that didn't get boring. So hopefully, same case.
Yeah, and then the Long Walk. He released it under a different name, and then they found out it was him, and they were like, "Dude, we know this is you."
Then he was like, "All right, Stephen King."
And then his son makes me mad because his son's a writer. Everyone in his family's a writer. The wife's a writer, his daughter's a writer, and I think he has 2 sons, and they're both writers. And one of his sons' name is Joe Hill, but that was his fake name because he was like, "Hey, I need to write, but I don't want everyone to know I'm Stephen King." See, if I was Stephen King's son, I would literally just put the title of the book, Stephen King's Son. People would buy it. So I'm selfish like that. But his name is Joe Hill. But really, his name is Joseph Hillstrom King. And Stephen King dedicates like 30 books to Joseph Hillstrom King. And he comes up with Joe Hill. Like, that's not creative. I feel like everyone was like, dude, we're on to you.
He should have just taken the King name and just used it to monetize his writing that way.
Yeah.
Oh, I like Stephen King. Oh, this is his son. Okay, I'll be more inclined to read that book.
That's why I think all of his books are read. Joe Hill. No, he's like an award-winning writer, so I shouldn't be saying this. But I feel like and it's not his fault. It's like Cody Rhodes. It's not your fault, but you've gotten breaks because of your name, and that's okay to accept. But don't act like, oh, I did everything on my own, because you didn't.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm a very selfish and spiteful person, so maybe you just are understanding that now. But no, it's a frustrating thing.
No, I get it, dude.
All right. So we've talked about my frustrations. Do you got anything else that we should talk about? We should let these people know.
I can't think of anything. What's going on with wrestling? Let me see.
Yeah, say some wrestling stuff. We talk too much about things. People are like, what are these kids talking about?
War Raiders vacate NXT titles.
Oh, I saw that.
Did you like the Viking Raiders? I think was their first name, wasn't it?
It was Viking Raiders, and then it was War Raiders was their first name, right?
Oh no, I was just talking when they got brought up.
Oh, when it was the Viking Experience?
That's what it was. Okay.
Which is really stupid. I couldn't believe that they sat around. I don't care what, people always say Vince, everything, but multiple people had to have sat around and been like, you know what? Let's go Viking Experience. And then they were just like, and then everyone just slow clapped. I feel like that's what it was like.
They could have just called them the Vikings.
Yeah, that would have been better. Literally anything would have been better. They could have just been like Bill and Ted. I would have been okay with that.
But no, they're Eric and Ivor or whatever.
Yeah, that's sad. I want to know the logic. There's a lot of stuff I want to know what goes why Vince like picks things, but like there's a lot of stuff where I'm like, why do certain guys get to keep their name, like Samoa Joe or AJ Styles? What makes him think, hey, I need to change these people's names? I would really love to know that.
Maybe Triple H just really fights for certain people, just like, you're not changing this guy's name. And then Vince, I guess, just sometimes go, okay, I let you keep one guy's name. Next guy, I change their name.
Yeah.
So there's on and off.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Maybe it's like a coin flip, or Vince is like, okay, you can just get to pick everything for NXT. Okay. I don't know.
I was surprised they changed their names, because it's like they got brought up. Oh, you know them from NXT? Now they're just something else.
There's a lot of strange things when all these NXT people were getting called up, and specifically with the draft, because like I didn't even want to tweet about it because things were changing so much. The War Raiders or Viking Experience, whatever, their names were changed like 3 times. Then people got drafted to SmackDown, and then we just went back to Raw. It was so weird. And now they're doing the wild card rule, which is like, what is happening?
They don't know what's going on, man. They're just a bunch of confused chickens with their heads cut off running around.
I guess. I was so. That's why I don't even tweet about this stuff, because I'm like, they're just gonna screw things up like right after, even if it's a good thing. And then Becky and Seth are dating, so I'm like, well, dang, I thought she was gonna wait for me, but whatever.
I thought, damn it, me too.
Well, this is, and the NXT is coming to Houston, and I don't even know if I want to go, because last time I went, it wasn't even that great, and I feel like at that time I was like, oh, they got the best roster they're ever gonna have, and now it's even better, and I'm like, I don't even care at this point.
Who do they got on their roster? Donovan Dijakovic and
they got Dujumina, and then they have that Matt Riddle, the guy that's 420 Kush.
Get him out.
They got Adam Cole, Gargano. Gargano's just like the freaking king there.
Worthless.
Wow, man, that's a bold statement. He just wants them gone. And then I want to go to the Booker T versus Impact people, but I'm nervous. I'm going to buy tickets, and they're going to be like, Impact star, the one Killer Cross. And I'm going to be like, oh, geez.
I'm guaranteed, I swear to God, because every Twitch show and like special event that they do that's not like a taping, they're like Sami Callihan's on like every single one.
Yeah.
Rich Swann.
Yeah.
Those two aren't on there, I would be shocked.
Yeah. So, the only thing that's kind of giving me hope, not really, because I'm probably not going to go to the show. I hate my life. And so they have VIP Wrestling. That's this company in Dallas. They're doing a show the day before the Booker T show, and then the day before Slammiversary. And so it's in Dallas, and Lucha Bros are going to be on that show. And then Slammiversary's in Dallas again, and so they're going to be at that show, obviously. So I'm hoping maybe they go. That sounds even worse. To go to Dallas, then Houston, then back to Dallas. I don't know what I'm talking about. I hate my life.
Dude, you should go there and just try to make it like a nice weekend of wrestling, because New Japan's doing their thing there too.
Oh yeah, New Japan's in there. This is crazy, and I actually think the New Japan one will be fun. But Dallas is like 4 something hours away, and I don't have this time in my life. I cry every time. Dallas is. I know when I say 4 hours, like a lot of the hardcore, independent people are like, I'll go 20 something hours. I'll walk there if it means seeing Kenny Omega, which is fine. I don't care. But 4 hours for me, I look at me. I barely go outside. I mean, come on, look at me.
Dude, I understand that, because I don't even want to drive 2 hours to Portland, and that's like Oregon's big city. Like if WWE comes here, that's where they're going. So yeah. I'm not going to do that. So I get it.
Yeah, I gotta. So I want to do the Booker T one. I haven't been to a Booker T show in a while, and they've actually have some. Most of them are kind of garbage, but they got some good people, I guess.
It's gonna be garbage, whole show.
I mean, it will be, and I'll be there, so it'll be like they're like, oh, Daniel's in the crowd. We got to make this crap, and they're like, all right.
Have you seen that Orange Cassidy guy on the indie scene, where he just pokes people and like chops people like with the lightest touches? It'd be just all of that the whole show.
No, but I've heard Orange Cassidy, but I haven't seen this. This sounds amazing.
Him and Daniels were having just a little segment in a match, and they were just slapping each other on the chest back and forth. But it was like the weakest chops you've ever seen. It was so funny.
Gosh dang, these independent people were crazy because PWG just did Mystery Vortex. I didn't know like any of the people. I know when I say this, people are like, "Oh my gosh, you don't know, Jungle Boy and stuff." I know Jungle Boy obviously, but there's a lot of people I was like, I don't even know who these people are. Like
Let me see this. I forgot that they had that.
they have like actual like gorillas there now. They could. I don't know.
Trey Miguel defeats Tony Deppen. No idea who that is. Chuck Taylor, Orange Cassidy, Jeff Cobb, Brody King.
Oh, can I say a Ring of Honor spoiler real quick?
Hell yeah, dude.
Guys, this is spoiler galore, but Ring of Honor spoiler just for the TV tapings. But Jeff Cobb has been like crushing it as the TV champ.
Oh yes.
Thank you, thank you, Charles. Thank you for saying something. Shane Taylor defeated him, and I was very sad about that.
I saw that too, and I was confused because like I figured, I mean, they're building Cobb up, but I was thinking maybe he'll just go try to be a dual champion.
That's
what
I thought.
Fat guy.
Because he's gonna. I think he won a #1 contendership like 4-way to fight for the world championship. So maybe they're tired of the double champ thing. And I know Shane Taylor's been there a long time. Like I remember going to Ring of Honor shows like a couple years ago, and Shane Taylor and Keith Lee were a tag team, and they were always on the dark matches. And now that Keith Lee's in NXT and Shane Taylor's doing like really good stuff in ROH. So I'm glad that he's getting the big break, I guess. But I thought Cobb was gonna carry the title for such a long time.
He probably should have just like killed everyone in the division forever, and then like 5 years, he's like, it's going kind of boring. I want a new one.
Do you think Ring of Honor despises the Young Bucks and Cody Rhodes?
Yep. They probably hate them to death.
They I hate to say that, but they probably are all friends with the backstage people or whatever. But deep down, they're probably like, guys, this was a douchebag move.
I don't remember 100%, but I think they wanted like more creative freedom in the company, and they were just like, no. So they just left.
Which is very surprising because a lot of their shows were like specifically the Young Bucks and Cody Rhodes like being in the big things.
Yeah. Hogging all the spotlight.
And then this is like we like just hate these people. We really don't. But and because it's now Ring of Honor is always compared to All Elite Wrestling. All Elite Wrestling doesn't have the weekly show yet, and people are all like, Ring of Honor blows. They're doing all the same stuff. Marty Scurll, I bet, wants to just end it. I bet he just absolutely hates it. They put him with PCO and Brody King. He's like, what is happening? And I think they're great. When I went to Ring of Honor in January, I think Villain Enterprises was so fun. PCO is like just a madman, so it was really great. But I feel like Marty Scurll is like seeing all his friends do all this stuff, and he like really wants out.
Eventually, he will be. Like the second his contract's up, he's jumping ship.
That's what I think. I think it's such an obvious thing. But, it would be so weird if he did all that stuff with being the Elite, and then when his contract expires, he's like, you know what? This Villain Enterprises, it's working, guys.
Yeah. Oh, ROH? Yeah, that'll be fun.
Team up with PCO, and he tries to, kill us every time. Let's do it.
He misses 95% of his moonsaults? Great teammate.
Dude, gosh, he's so cool. I like PCO. He's pretty cool, though.
Me too. He's badass. He misses just about every moonsault.
What? This is what I didn't understand. I know he's a crazy person. That's his character, and not his character. He probably, let's be honest, he's probably a crazy person, probably a serial killer. But did you see his match with Matt Taven? And he did a suicide dive on the opposite side of the ring.
Yes.
And people bought it. People were like, "Oh, he had a malfunction, or he's just a crazy person." That's what people do. Really? What's the logic behind that?
I mean, I didn't understand it. It's just like, people, we all know it's fake, but just don't throw it in our faces like that.
Yeah, that seems something really crazy. Like I saw a GIF and I'm like, oh, one of the Kingdom people are on the outside, TK Orion or whatever, or Vinny. Oh, he went to go after them, and I watched the clip, and people in the comments are like, "Haha, he dove into nothing," and I'm like, "Oh, he really just did a suicide dive to the outside onto no one."
I mean, maybe if he was like somehow blinded and then he hit like a perfect suicide dive, assuming that he was outside the ring right there. That would be really fun.
I was trying to see what it was, but a lot of people in the comments were like, because one person was like, "This doesn't make any sense. Why would he do that?" And they were like, "Oh, he's a crazy person." I thought, okay, Matt Taven raked his eyes or blinded him, and he thought he was outside and did a perfect dive.
I just imagine that happening in any other company.
Yeah, or happening in UFC, like a real sport, like gets blinded or whatever, and just does this crazy knockout to like no, it kills the ref.
That'd be so funny. I would love to see a fight go down in MMA where like a guy gets blinded and just kills the ref, thinking that's the guy, like a wrestling finish to a match. That'd be so good.
Dude, if wrestling was real, if real sports like UFC and stuff took a page out of WWE's stick, like, it'd be so great. It'd be just fantastic.
We should make a company called Accidental Wrestling Federation, and it's every match ends with just a completely stupid spot like that every time.
Every match, bell rings, and each guy has a bag of powder. It just throws it in the other guy's face, and they just have to fight it out after.
Or just have the blindfolded wrestling entertainment, and everyone's just blindfolded all the time.
Dude, we got so many good ideas, I swear. How someone hasn't picked us up, like AEW, it just baffles me.
Talking about good ideas, do you remember like in 2015 when Chris Melendez was in TNA? And we were talking about how he was going to beat EY for the championship at Bound for Glory. And I remember laughing so hard at that talk. It was so funny.
For anyone that's watching this, we booked an entire program. Like, we're not talking just like one show. We booked an entire program to lead to Bound for Glory where Chris Melendez was going to beat EY. And it was really stupid. Like, the leg came into play with, like, he had to face the leg. There was a ladder match for the leg, which is what wrestling would probably do, let's be honest.
Dude, if they would have done that, that would have been probably the greatest match in the history of the company and the biggest pop in the history, because he would have grabbed his own leg hanging above the ring, hobbling up the ladder, brought it down, and just beat the crap out of EY with it and won the championship. Place would have exploded. No one knows how to book wrestling anymore.
Oh my gosh. It would have been so and the leg puns would have been great. I mean, it would have just been so fun.
They messed up. Now he's dead.
And then EY doesn't even have sanity anymore.
He doesn't have TV time anymore.
Yeah. I miss him.
He's left Impact. He's not on TV.
There's a lot of guys not on TV.
Well, it seems as though I must leave because I got 7 minutes till the show begins.
You got the Survivor finale.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for doing this. This was fun. And I think we learned a lot about each other. I think we learned a lot about just life.
We hate wrestling.
Exactly. Well, that's a good one. That's how to end it on. Okay, bye, guys. Say it again. Say it again.
Say what again?
We hate wrestling. I missed it.
Oh, we hate wrestling.
Woo!